decides to try to combat the Fnatic aggression on their T side, and you know, I think whoever will control that Ivy side of the map probably has a good chance to take it, but we'll be starting off on the pistol right here, right now.
Train is such an interesting map. There's so much to talk about with this map. Can't wait to get into the nerdy stuff. But we'll see Fnatic making their way around the... Are they going towards inner? They're hanging out. They're hanging out above Pop Dog right now and move towards the inner halls, indeed. So JW take down Burp, and that's not the greatest of starts for Heroic, because Fnatic have yet to really show their hand as well. It's not like they're committed at this point, so Heroic has just sort of sat there. Oh no, it's getting worse as well. It's a stab and it's going to go down too. So at this point, Fnatic can just do anything. As long as they do it together, they're absolutely golden.
Was that pun intended?
It wasn't. I was like, do I want to draw attention to this? I don't know.
You had to throw all the puns out here. So I'm going to be throwing it out there, just letting you know.
We could keep going with it. Flushing out the player at a ladder, but a good return kill actually coming out from the Heroic side. But JW has taken so much space now towards inner right now, and it's a fight for the back of the bomb trains right now, and it will go the way of Heroic, 1-0. And Brolin knows that he has to back off. Play the 3v3 a little bit more standard here at the summit position. Gets a little bit of a shot in, but he does lose his life. Crims playing the bomb site, though. He's able to find one. 2v2 now. There's a smoke on the bomb, and Crims isn't able to take out the diffuser just yet, and it leaves Flusha in a 1v2, but he does fall, and Tessus will be able to stick the defuse. Heroic with a 1-0 start.
Wow, that was just a big turnaround from Heroic. They were down 2 people pretty much at the start of the round. Got 2 picks, had 2 people picked off, and then Fnatic still somehow loses the post plant. Now I was going to say that I was enjoying what Fnatic was doing. They got 2 kills, but they didn't like rush anywhere. They try to regroup and reposition stuff. But then after that point, everything just fell apart, and Fnatic just got tore up by the retake.
Yeah, it's good to see Kaden getting off to a good start as well. I think, again, like it is worth mentioning, I think he's quite momentum-based in the sense that, like, if he's going to get good feedback in the game, it is helpful for him to perform well. And he can actually really get going as well, so curious to keep an eye on that as things develop here on Train between these 2 teams. And Fnatic are looking to get their way into this train yard, and it's going to be interesting to see how much damage they can do with this. It might be difficult. We've got far back passive positions from Heroic. They're playing a pretty safe setup overall. Pretty spread out across the map, making sure that if they do lose that forward presence towards Pop Dog, that they have the ability to play that retake on A and slow the tide. And this is such a critical position here with Borup. Molly forces him back. He may sit in the smoke. And the push comes in through towards Olafmeister from T-Main. And it looks like Heroic are holding onto this fairly well, controlling the flow of the T players who with counter utility. And there's that look from Ivy that we're talking about. JW, he can't quite find the double. And now it's down to Golden and Flusha.
Yeah, not much to work with here at this position. Golden wanting to press on forward with this Deagle right now. He'll have to connect with Flusha in a pretty spectacular way. Flusha, he was magical with the CZ in the last map, in the last series, but will he be able to replicate that? Does not look like this will be the round for those kinds of plays. Golden, though, has lurked out in the Olaf position. He may be able to find one. He does get that kill. Now looking for more, but he can't back off. So Heroic are able to shut them down. And that was actually looking pretty good for Fnatic, all things considered. They had a lot of position on the map, and they had a lot of utility as well, but Heroic with just the perfectly timed smoke at T-Con, or at least I think that was theirs, and they were able to shut down that Fnatic play. So Heroic will be able to build their economy off of that, and that's one of the most worrying rounds as a CT side train player. That second round after winning the pistol, you give them the plant, and you just don't want to lose that economy. You don't want to be broken.
Yeah, it's one thing if, like, you lost the pistol and your economy's building up, but to have it get reset is on this map, it just creates so many problems. I completely agree. It feels like it's very hard to like get a good grasp as to how the other team's even playing. Like, it just feels like there's too much that's unknown. But one thing I also want to, as we see this eco play out, one thing I want to see from Heroic is I want to see them taking T main control. with little pop flash plays every so often to try to keep Fnatic honest. Because if Fnatic are investing in their default towards Ivy, that's a good way to respond because it won't be as protected a lot of the time. And it can be such a boon to get that information and keep that information late into the round.
Yeah, clean round though from Heroic there. They're able to build that economy, so Fnatic will have to win the old-fashioned way by actually stringing together a couple of gun rounds here. They do have a very solid buy for this round, and we'll see what part of the map they decide to take. We were all guessing it would be Ivy in the pre-game here, but we'll see if that is actually what their focus is. Or will it be somewhere else? Will it be T-Con? Will it be trying to get Borup out of that ladder position?
Wait, is this a smoke? I love this. I've been seeing this smoke all the time now. I don't know when teams started doing this smoke, but it seems like this year, that smoke, the golden toss, it goes right behind the green train outside, and it covers up Ivy. So it's more consistent Ivy smoke other than the run throw.
Oh, wow.
Big kill from Flusher, just dropping down. Very decisive stuff. And that's going to really help to make a difference, or maybe not, because they've lost that Ivy look from JW. Now it's kind of a desperation sprint down the T ramp, or sorry, the B ramp here, to get that plant on the inner bomb site. And Golden will be able to do just that. And a couple grenades to make life a little bit more difficult for the CTs. The molly's really important. Nice shot from Golden. The molly and the smoke combo there really creates a lot of questions as to how Golden's positioning is going to be, and that's a huge play. This is doable here. Golden, if he finds a good timing for this peek, if he decides to even go for a peek, he may have to now. He's in a 1v3. He's going to have to get a forward kill quickly, but unfortunately, everything's covered, and Heroic will pick up the rounds. So, despite the bomb being planted and a couple of kills had, Heroic is still in the driving seat, well and truly.
Yeah, but that bomb plant will allow Fnatic to get a nice buy into this round if they so choose. Maybe they want to wait for an op to come out on JW, but no, they'll just keep they'll keep on pressuring the Heroic defense, as they probably should, given that they are the favorites here. Can't let the underdogs get too comfortable, but the op will come out for Cadian, actually.
Double op over there.
Yeah, double op, in fact. So this is going to be a pretty difficult round for Fnatic, all things considered.
Yeah, especially if they play slow. If they're thinking, oh, we'll play like more of a super slow default. But never mind, it's literally the opposite of that. It's going to be a fast rush into the A site, and kills are being traded all over the place here. Nice double from Flusher. Eventually, he will expire, but
wow.
Okay, it's all over. Never mind. What can I do, man?
Yeah.
How do you play that?
Yeah. No, Nico just spraying them both down. Yeah, good stuff.
Started off good for Fnatic, then started off great for Heroic there towards the end. The cleanup. And a thing to take away is that Heroic has been pretty fast on the rotates. I wonder if Fnatic is starting to notice this, or maybe they have that in their notes if they've done their homework on Heroic.
Yeah.
Or it's just standard on this map on CT train. Just over-rotate. Why not?
Yeah, we'll see. I think retaking B allows you some liberties as that B player, but nonetheless, Fnatic, once again, this is their map pick on Inferno today versus Nordavind. They had a very hard time finding any kind of momentum at all, and that seems to be the case once again. They are down 0-5 right now in the hole, looking for just anything to work out for them. They've tried fast plays thus far. They haven't really tried slowing it down too much on a gun round just yet. It seems like most of their defaults are predicated on getting some space rather quickly. But this time around, they'll just be on a little bit of a half buy here, and maybe just a quick play towards the box halls, and that B bomb site will be coming.
I don't think we did predictions before, like on camera, but I think I was leaning towards Heroic winning this based off of what we saw from Fnatic in the previous series. I don't know if you guys were feeling the same way.
I mean, this is actually a really tough match to call, to be honest, because both teams are pretty good. Fnatic hasn't been doing too great, or at least today, in terms of their first series was a little slow and sluggish. But now that they're warmed up, I want to lean towards Fnatic a little bit.
Might be a good time to make that prediction, it looks like, as they find
Timed it perfectly.
yeah, 2 opening picks on that site. Being spammed is Tessis now, who may just have to save this op, and I think that's what Heroic are opting for.
Oh.
All right, I guess we have time to make somewhat more official predictions. I think Fnatic will take this series. I don't think it'll be easy, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you'd be crazy not to consider them the favorite, but yeah, it's one of those things. It's like it ain't LAN just yet, so we'll see how it works. And you know, for Fnatic, as you said, Eric, they will be a bit more warmed up. They know they also know they're going to be up against more serious competition.
Yeah.
So we could see that level change dramatically from the previous series. You know, it always brings you back to, you know, again, that's something we were talking about off camera with like the Virtus Pro. You know, that old classic Virtus Pro lineup with, you know, Snacks, Bialy, Taz, Pasha, and Neo. As whereby it's just like they'll lose against literally any tier 3 team, turn up at the major the next week, and then win, and then be able to get to the playoffs or win it.
It's wild how that works.
And there's a lot of factors going into stuff like that. But we'll get a more aggressive opening from Fnatic this time around, trying to get forward control, deep incendiary to stop peaks to try to cover the distance. But unfortunately for Golden, he will get taken down. So that really sucks. When that player that tries to create space in the A-Train yard dies like that.
Yeah, the hit
kind of ruins the whole thing.
Right. Now, Nico and Tessis to hold the line at B. It looks like they're doing a great job, though. And it just leaves JW in a 1v4, yeah. As soon as you lose that Olaf player, you just lose so much ground, and it becomes such a one-dimensional hit at that point. The confusion is really settled for the CTs. Their comms are clear. They know that they have all the space.
Yeah, and Nico played it super well also around the bomb train. He got that first kill in sort of in a fadeaway fashion, and then the attention was on him, but he'd reposition further back, and then to try to kind of pursue him, they were drawn into the line of one of his teammates. So favorable engagements for Heroic at pretty much every angle. So it's really well played by them. Just really cookie cutter stuff so far.
See, this is the point of the match where you should be calling timeout. You know, talk about it. It's a, you know, 6-1. You're getting stomped really on your T side. Oh. Except for that, JW needs to rush down dry, get a pick, and now it's like an open inside bomb site.
Oh my god, that's like some pug level stuff just running down there like, I've had enough. And this is a really weird spot because I was going to say like they're saving right now, and it's like you can't really, like, it's not worth it to throw away all of your money. It was something that's so low percentage when in the very next round, like you're still so far ahead, and in the very next round, it's very unlikely that you're going to be in that kind of a spot again. So you'll have much higher percentages in terms of victory.
I think that's one of the things I noticed the most about top teams, and let's say teams that are like maybe not a professional level, is that how many times and knowing when to save and not like going in, you know, even though this is a 4-on-5, they opted up to save all their guns and fall back because they had bad positioning. The bomb was probably going to be down soon, and those two big factors is a way to just to save and reset next round. And I think a lot of amateur teams don't really take that into account because, you know, in their mindset, most like it's probably like I can win any round, I could kill anything, you know, and I could do anything, which technically is true to a certain point, but you have to know when to limit that, when to cut the losses short, you know, knowing when to fold.
Yeah, and Heroic did a good job folding there. They are able to take 5 guns into this round, not really even taking a hit anywhere. And because of that, look at that. They keep that off from the previous round. It's able to take down JW early on. The aggression may have to come towards Boxhall, but a great setup. Doesn't even actually have to reveal itself as Cadian instantly deletes that first player. Flusha tries to find the trade there, but he is unsuccessful to actually find the entire kill. Now Fnatic, they're stuck here towards these box halls right now, and it seems like Heroic has really been winning out the fights for map control across most of Train right now. They have control of ladder right now. Tessis, he spots the foot. Should be able to still secure this position. Good stuff from him. And it just leaves Brolin, who's in a 1v4 situation, looking for something. Borup is very aware of his position at this point, and it seems like it's just a matter of time until Brolin does fall. He'll be moving up the ladder, looking for a slightly different fight. Throws a smoke out. That's an interesting one, actually, to try to give him a little bit of space there out in front of himself. But will he be able to accomplish anything? He spots a player on top of the train, but another kill goes the way of Heroic, and they're able to close that one out. 2-7 now. And Fnatic, yeah, they haven't really found the most replicable success thus far, other than, you know, the puggy play from JW. How many times are you going to be able to get away with that?
I think that kind of also tells you a lot about sort of where they're at mentally, or maybe the morale on the team and so on, possibly. That is obviously very speculative, but at the same time, we haven't really seen the one thing that we were mentioning, which is any focus around Ivy in their defaults. And Heroic have been playing some great setups to deal with defaults so far. Oh my god, Cadian! He almost saved that one, but he will get taken down. And finally, Fnatic are going to be able to get that inner control for not even just for free, but with, you know, with a kill. So that's an enormous success for them. And they're working Ivy as well at the same time. They've got two players. Well, as I say that, JW will in fact get a pick at Ivy. So it feels like like what Heroic were doing last round, now Fnatic are doing to them. And now it's all falling apart. Snowboard out of control.
It's just Borup and Testis. At this point, they would be happy to keep their guns into the next round. Fnatic in complete control of this one. Just opening picks across the board and coming from several different spots as well. And I think we were actually, to toot our own horns a little bit, right to kind of focus on Ivy a little bit more. Perhaps Fnatic could have emphasized that in some of these earlier rounds a little bit more. The round that they do, they walk away with a couple of kills because of it. And you know, we'll see if they go back to that, if they think that might be the position where they can find some success against Heroic, or will they continue to try to take the fight to Boxhall, which it seemed like, in a way, another focal point for them in this game. Good closing kills, actually, from JW. Now Heroic are kind of in an interesting position. I think they still have a decent amount of money, but actually,
yeah, they got plenty.
Yeah, Cadian's got 12K.
So
9K.
Look at that. Because they saved, guys. They're saving and they ran away. Because it's okay. It's okay to run away to fight another day.
I mean, that's the thing we were talking about it with the Ivy pressure as well, and like to bring in a term that you were talking about previously, Maui, like the conditioning play. That's also part of what it's about, because if you're demanding the CTs have more resources around Ivy, then once you play a guy out Olafmeister, once you play those deeper smokes, they're going to be more. You're going to get more value out of that kind of stuff. If you created the argument that they shouldn't be playing so close to Team Main and to E-Box.
Right.
So we'll see if Fnatic are able to replicate any of that success that we just saw. So far, it kind of looks like they just want to actually just run into the A site right now. Like they're setting up their nades, but actually, no, they're going to make the move back into the halls.
I wonder what was the thing that made them cancel the strat. Was it the offer outside? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, so much damage. Oh,
there you go.
All right, interesting way to find an opening pick there for Fnatic. Testis falls in the ladder. Now Borup still at E-Box, but this is a fairly one-dimensional attack from Fnatic towards outside, but little do Heroic know that it's all a ruse, and the real hit is towards B. This is Fnatic just outplaying Heroic in this round. One single kill, and once again, they just have that B site. This kill wasn't even on the B site.
Yeah, and even without that kill, they would have still been able to make this play in the same kind of way. And so that was just like kind of the icing on top, I guess. So this is the stuff you want to see, where Fnatic are able to like find ways to pressure their opponents to outposition them, to find a timing that they can then abuse. But they got to do a lot more of this, because
don't do it. Golden.
He's doing it.
He's thinking about. Oh, that's a nice little play.
Don't do it, Golden. You need to run away.
Oh, Brolin. Oh, he gets taken down at the end.
Oh my god.
That's a lot of casualties on the side of Fnatic, and Heroic
Yeah.
are able to keep 4 of their players alive once again. And knowing when to exercise some cowardice may prove very beneficial for Heroic, because after those kills as well, they have a chance to swing this game a little bit. If they win this one here, it's not going to be easy for Fnatic to have a very comfy bye moving forward.
But Fnatic's been doing a pretty good job on the rounds to win. X, really just abusing that fast inside rotate, because we saw already 2 rounds where Flush or JW just takes inside pretty much by themselves without any resistance.
And you can see here as well, like, there's 4 players on A right now for Heroic. It's not too uncommon to see this. Sorry, 3 players. Were there 4 players? I think I misread the minimap there. But either way, they're putting a lot of pressure towards Team Main right now. They've got that forward man also towards the Pop Dog position, and only 1 on Ivy. So they're actually very spread out. So if you can find a way to like force them back, then there could be some trouble here for Heroic. If like one of these players dies prematurely, like here for example, oh god, it may just happen. Oh, he manages to defend. That would have been huge, that kill. The trade is going to come through though, and just like that, 3 players are dead.
Yeah, 2 players remaining. It's just Cadian and Stown. The double op setup is all that remains for Heroic in this one. And Fnatic look to be pressuring it towards B at this point. They still have a player towards Olaf, but now Cadian's position is discovered at the oil train right now. He's looking for more, but was that?
No.
Was that falling?
No, it must have been the
I
other
hope
guy.
not.
I hope not.
It must have been the guy.
I hope not.
I couldn't quite see the numbers on the radar, but it just leaves Stown in a 1v3. And at this point, he has to be considering heavily to just save this op.
It's actually kind of funny that a T's even up there in the first place. It's such an odd spot
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
T to be. Just jumping around. Why not?
Yeah, that kind of got out of control really quickly for Heroic.
Oh.
And I do wonder if it's the case that they're just like a little bit too spread out in their efforts. But it's a difficult dance on train in that sense, because you don't want to give up those positions for free. You got to have some pressure, and if you have a guy in Pop Dog, you kind of want someone to support that player, and that's usually going to be the guy that's playing around Team Main, and it kind of just makes sense to have him up there. And then the guy that's on Ivy in this case was sort of alone as well. So it's just a very delicate balance playing this map. It's such a... We were talking about this yesterday during Media Day, Mario and I, just like how all the maps in Counter-Strike are just so different. Like, this Train is just such a weird map. Like, it's just so different. It's like you're in a bomb site or you're not. That's just like what the map is.
Yeah, and yeah, it's all these little choke points that can all just fall apart, and if they are taken down one by one, it's really just a domino effect, how much weaker those other positions become. And the CT side, it's all... You really just need to have those positions secure for 1, or 2, you need to have a way to get them later in the round. You can't really just let the Ts have those. Fnatic's actually, interestingly enough, done a very good job at Pop Dog here at ladder. It's not a position that you always see a focal point of a T offense, but it seems like Fnatic in this case have really scouted out that Heroic do love to take that position away. And this time around, actually, Roland finding a pick towards T-Con. That's an interesting way to get an opener, as he is.
It's Nico.
Yeah, that's true. You know
there
what?
you go. He's coming back.
That's true. His eyes really get wide on those anti-eco rounds, it seems.
It is like a really good point about that you make with Pop Dog as well, though, especially because Pop Dog is like the position that already allows you, the CTs, to know whether they're going to fake or not too. So like if they're playing a really slow round and you have Pop Dog control, or you have team main control to CTs, you can have a good guess as to what's coming. But if you as a T, as part of your default, are able to guarantee that the CTs are no longer in Pop Dog, it allows you to run fakes. So that's really important. You see, sometimes teams will try to do it without doing that extra work around Pop Dog, and they just put themselves in a bad position pretty reliably. So yeah, it's very important to have that in your within your default, so that Pop Dog control as the T side.
Yeah, it's been pretty instrumental in their success in a lot of these rounds. Brolin still looking for more eco frags here to support JW. JW right behind the railing, and at this point, it looks like Fnatic guaranteed a 6th round, but can Heroic take anything moving forward? Doesn't look like Brolin will give that up. And yeah, this guy is
Ecomaniac.
yeah, he definitely is. Definitely. There's got to be someone though, and to have the skill set to find eco kills consistently, it's a
confidence builder.
It's a confidence builder, and it's a little bit underrated. Like you don't want to lose those extra casualties. You don't want to lose those players. You don't want to. If Brolin can take them out cleanly, you know, if every anti-eco round Brolin gets an ace, but no one on Fnatic dies, they'll take it every time.
It's true. I guess if you make it like that, yeah, I could see that being a positive spin to it.
They are okay. At the end of the day, they are eco kills, but I got to give Brolin something. I mean, here he's
having a rough time on this T side. I don't know what happened between maps, but he went from like 30 kills to 2. Let's see if he'll be able to change that.
Well, very fast opening kills here exchange. JW finding one with the AWP, and now he's got that vantage point down the bottom of the ramp towards the back of the B side.
Oh!
Maybe even an overextension. Stavin able to get the rotation in time there. Huge pressure towards this B-bomb side, and it does look like a committed effort now at this point in the 3v4. But look how close Heroic are. They are knocking on the door of this bomb side of this retake on this defuse. Stavin's close with the AWP, so he's so careful though. It looks like the cover is really going to help out. That's a great shot. And there doesn't seem to be too much left to do, indeed. Nice shots from Stavin, really going off this round with the AWP. Lovely stuff. And Heroic will claim the 8th round.
And it's weird, even though Fnatic has 6 rounds, it feels like Heroic has been dominating a majority of these rounds.
It seems like the rounds Fnatic win just 1 kill.
Yeah.
1 kill at most. Like they've gotten to be a couple times now off of the back of just a single frag. And Heroic, when it actually gets into that real 5v5 territory, they have been doing pretty well. Yeah. It's just they need to give themselves that opportunity. They can't give up the B-bomb site for free. That seems to be one of the few win conditions for Fnatic in this half, actually, is just how easy it's been for them to take that B site. I'd be interested to see if Heroic have recognized that, or will they still focus this defense towards outside. JW looking for something. What a shot from him onto E-Box. And he finds another as well, a double entry for JW here. Stown is able to actually respond with a single kill of his own, but still it's a 4v3 situation, and Fnatic still have the advantage.
It's so brutal that happened at the beginning of the round, and that there's a minute and 20 seconds left for Fnatic to just fall back and just be like, we can literally be absolutely anywhere on the map right now, and you will have no idea where we're coming. And, well, Nico. He's going to find 2 off the defense. How do they not trade Nico?
All right, that'll do it for the half, though, and we'll be back to find out who takes map 1 here. All right, so Fnatic lost the half on their map pick, but now they're on the CT side, oftentimes the favored side on train. I would say, actually, that's pretty unanimous. And at this point, Heroic are looking to keep up the momentum. But Golden starting things off hot here in the pistol round, able to take down 1, looking for more. He will be greeted by a nice headshot there from Cadian. That's IGL on IGL Violence. And it's a 4v4 situation. It looks like Fnatic are looking to play the retake, but will they even be allowed it? The fight is coming right to them, and it's a 3v3 now.
Nice little shot from Stown.
Oh, he can just sit here as well, and they can actually reset this situation completely, which makes life very weird. So you can see they just make the pause, and by just pausing, you see that the information is no longer good for Fnatic of where they are. They could have gone back to the other side, or maybe they are going to go towards B. At this point, it's kind of a coin flip as far as you're concerned if you're Fnatic. So just waiting like this with Heroic is so smart, because it means that whatever side you pick, it's going to be a lot easier than otherwise it would be.
Oh, Crims spotting out Stown right there. He's able to take him down, and it's a 3-on-2 now. Fnatic with the 1-man advantage, but with low HP on Brolin, this Glock, or this P250 from Nico has potential to do a lot of damage. Fnatic trying to understand how they want to approach this situation. They don't have really any utility at this point, and it will just have to be gunfights for them to try to take it out. They're taking a lot of time, though, but the Fnatic players are getting up close and personal. JW, who's been on the flank, the slow one this whole time, but will it come to fruition? It does not, and Heroic are able to hold their ground and go up 10-6 here.
You know, shooting people in the back of the head is really difficult. I don't know why. It's just awkward movement. It's just weird sometimes. As you saw right there.
The models in this game have quite large shoulders that cover the bottom of people's heads. So, yeah, it can be difficult, as JW just exhibited.
This is a scary prospect for Fnatic on that CT side. In fact, we kind of briefly mentioned it at the beginning of the first half. Like, it's rough to be in this position on the CT side, but they have force sport, and they have quite a reputation to do serious damage in rounds like this. Broke will be there to cause some trouble. The Fnatic players are all tight against the bomb train effectively, and that is going to make life rather difficult here for them. And indeed, it's looking grim for the Swedes at least. The Danes, on the other hand, are having a ball of a time as they now face just one, and that's JW. There's the swing. Great two-man swing there against JW. 11-6. They survive with 4 players, and now Fnatic have to full eco. So this really couldn't have gone better for Heroic. They're looking well positioned to take this first map at this point.
Yeah, that was showing a lot of discipline at the end there. That double-man swing, they didn't even know for certain that JW was there. I think they spotted him out earlier in the round, but the decision to double swing there before even planting, just making sure all their just every corner's been cleared, everything's been checked. Very good stuff from Heroic. It's what you love to see from the team, who really needs to play together, as the individual skill may lie in favor of Fnatic. I think most would actually give them that. And already, though, Golden is able to find an opening pick in this round. He has a Deagle, but the Shadow has been spotted, and Stown has to back up now at T-Con. Doesn't want to give up another kill for free in this circumstance. This should be a gimme round for Heroic. They just need to be able to be playing together and use their utility well to flush out some of these positions from the Fnatic side, who have opted for a kind of a far back approach on that A site. Mostly playing around the Hell position and kind of around the bomb train itself. Some tricky angles for rifles and nades to clear out. But Flusha is getting a little bit aggressive here towards Boxhall, giving his team a lot of information. Now, at this point, Fnatic should know that this is an all-out A hit.
Ooh. Just guess worse.
Oh!
Golden's taking names with that Deagle, and I don't know about this for Fnatic. Sorry, for Heroic, I should say. As Tessus tries to... Oh! Tessus with such a display of skill, transferring from one opponent to the next, saves the day for Heroic, 12-6. That looked impossible at that point. He had everything against him, but he still managed to deliver, and that's why you highlighted his name earlier. Look at the focus here. Such great focus from Tessus. Great mechanics.
Wow.
Stunning stuff.
Wow. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Heroic, I think they're gonna take this map now. I think that could have got hairy. That could have got
analysis right there.
But that's what you love to see. Tessus coming up huge right there.
It's a little wild because the Fnatic had 3-4 people in the area, and they're kind of poorly, kind of exchanging right there, because you have one person behind bomb train, one Z, one in between the bomb train, and they're all kind of peeking one by one and not committing to the swing at the same time together, which, I mean, hindsight, it's easier to say in hindsight now, but yeah, it's unfortunate.
I doubt that they really communicated those. All those players were just kind of going for little jiggle one taps, and I mean, it's all the opportunity that Tessus needed in that round. And that peak right there, that's all that Kadia needs. Taking down JW already. Heroic looking to continue with this momentum. Stown's already at back old bomb train, looking to get into CT spawn at this point. Fnatic do know that this is an option for him, and Crims is here to meet him and greet him with a nice headshot to the forehead. 4-on-4 now, and Flusha, he is actually in a very tough situation. He's at the back of that train right there, and he throws the Molotov right at Nico to press him on forward, and Flusha, pushing on forward himself, will make it a 3-on-3.
Oof, it's getting a lot hairier though now for Heroic, as Cadian's the last man standing. His opponents are mostly in critical condition, all but Golden. And he does not have the bomb. So that's kind of a problem.
He's probably just trying to slow it down and hopefully save the gun. Oh, no, he's throwing it away.
Yeah, he's not really got time to really do anything.
He's going to have to throw this op away too, I guess.
I like it, yes.
He's just going to go back and toss them both out of the map, it looks like.
You're going to save this to death.
Hmm.
Death to us part. But if I really love Flusha's utility usage. If you want to get better at utility, watch Flusha demos.
Yeah.
Every single game, he has a game plan of nades, Molotov, flashes, and it's one of the best in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't remember when it was. Obviously, Flush has been playing at the elite level for so long, even though he did have a break at one point. But there was something about like an interview question where his answer to the question about like how good he is that he uses every single possible, like the way he thinks about the game in a way where he tries to take every single possible advantage that he possibly can, and that really is, as you say, clear in how he uses utility. He always thinks about his utility first as a way to get an advantage, as opposed to just raw skilling someone.
Yeah, that's very good. I mean, that's why he's at the top for so long. You got to make those hard kills easier at this level, because everyone is going to have, every single person in this level is going to have an insane aim at certain points. Not every single game, but you know what I mean. Like everyone can aim at this level.
Oh yeah.
So you can't just expect to out aim everybody all the time. It's not going to work. Like right there, like Brawlin was posted up. He's like, I'm a young guy. I could out aim this guy. No, Cadian, he's like 30.
30?
Is he 30?
Is he that old now?
Is he?
I mean, he looks 30. I don't know.
I think he's like 25. I want to say 24.
He's mid-20s.
Yeah, he looks 32. He looks old. He got that distinguished look going on.
Distinguished.
Distinguished.
I can give him that. Yeah. And, well, opening pick lost by Fnatic. We'll get to see another display of how Flusha likes to use his utility here. Nice Molotov timing right there.
Ooh,
But
Flusha.
can't get away in time. Cadian just pushes on forward through it, but he takes a lot of damage, and because of that, actually, there is a response, but it'll be a small one at that. Golden trying to secure box haul. He does take down Tessus. That's actually a big kill for him. But now JW's position is known to the heroic side as well, and he misses his Molotov, and that's a huge loss. He could have isolated these positions just a little bit more, but because of that, he's basically trapped here at Z right now. Does get taken down by Nico. Golden trying to make a bit of a sneaky play towards upper right there, but Heroic will clean things up.
Oh dear. It's looking pretty bad for Fnatic right now. How old are you, Eric?
Sorry?
How old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay.
I'm old. I'm the oldest. I'm usually the oldest
The
person.
oldest person alive?
Not alive, but usually when I'm playing games, I'm the oldest one in the server by far. But a lot of times. And
Yeah.
I'm a boomer, I guess. Accept it, embrace it. I'm still waiting for my comeback. I'm trying to work on it.
I'm 32.
It's hard. Huh?
I'm 32.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You look great for 32.
Thank you.
Yeah. You look
I
fit.
can still aim.
Yeah. I mean, I keep saying this over the years. Your reaction times don't go down till you're
That don't matter.
like
yeah.
70 years old is
Right.
when your reaction times actually start going down. So all this oldness has nothing to do with reaction time. It has to do with focus and dedication.
I would agree.
The
Yeah.
young people, they don't have families. Most of them don't have, a significant other or whatnot. So, they put in that time. They're sleeping. They're eating the game that they want to go pro in. They're just dreaming of it.
Flusha making that dream a reality. And JW will be next to be challenged, and Fnatic showing that they still have some life in them in this game. Good opening kills from them, and it looks like there may be an opportunity for Fnatic to crawl back into this one here. On top of that, Borup has been tagged down to half health.
They're a little bit light on utility, although they do have 3 smokes, which is perhaps the most important part. There's an incendiary on JW too, and a couple flashbangs. So Heroic, I think, in some respects, have a utility advantage. So we'll see how they go about, how that exchange impacts this round at this point. Looks like they're walking to B. They can't really go towards A. And they just want to walk out together. And look how defensive Fnatic are playing. They don't want to take any chances here. They're playing really far back on both bomb sides. So they can pretty much rotate as a unit to whichever bomb side is under siege. And huge kills. Dawn with a nice opening. And that's going to create some problems. Speaking of the utility game, with that kill, being able to lock down that choke point, a connector there is going to be huge.
Sound up close with the op. Oh! Hitting the no-scope! Making it a 3v3 now. Stown is still pressed on forward with this op. He needs to come up huge for his team if they want to close this one out. He presses on forward, looking towards upper, but he doesn't hit the shot. Pulls out the deagle. Can he find the kill? No, he cannot. That just leaves it up to Tessus in a 1v3 situation, and JW takes him down.
Oh, Storm hits that next shot, and even like he had it with the deagle as well. I looked like super on. You could see that he was rushed to hit a shot. Oh man, I saw it happening.
I think we all saw it at the same time. We saw him jump. We're like, oh, he's gonna hit this.
Yeah.
It's crazy too, because like it looked like he knew to look to the right when he was pressing forwards, but then he kind of looked to the left and then started getting shot from the right. So
this is crazy. He decides to position up here with the op though.
Yeah,
Most people would just decide to stay around that back white train, watching sidewalk, locking that position down. But
yeah,
he almost made it look good.
That's true. That's true. That's very true. He did put himself in a hard position.
Terrible position, great shot.
Yeah.
It's a good play, as they say. It's if you hit the shot, it was a good play. That's just Counter-Strike logic at that point.
You'll be stuck in Maine for a while.
That play would have worked if I had only hit the shot. That's the best line. Yep.
Smoke here, but that's the cue to push. Although it's like Nico was very blind.
I commend for him just still walking blind. I commend him for that one. He just kept walking forward. Please don't see me. Please don't re-peek.
He just had his eyes closed and hoped that the other player had theirs as well. Cadian looking for a desperation plant here. Not going to happen. So Fnatic continue to bring this game back, as it's now a 13-9 scoreline. But Heroic should have a bye coming out here. So once again, they will test Fnatic. Last time around, Fnatic found 2 opening picks, and still things got a little bit dicey. We'll see if they can make things a little bit cleaner here, or will Heroic just pick up some steam at the perfect time and close this game out.
Yeah, at this point, it's starting to get a little bit. Well, Fnatic is starting to find a way to recover at the very least. Good utility, good arsenal of weaponry at their disposal. 4 players towards the A sites, a couple around Ivy and a couple around Pop Dog. It's going to be Flusher making the peek here towards inner. Got to be really careful with this one. It's a left eye peek, very close to the angle of engagement as well. So even with the orb, that's the problem, is that you can get tagged pretty heavily before you actually can see anyone. So he has to fall back there, respect that they have a better angle than he does. And that's all you need to do. Just keep tabs on the situation, keep your presence up. And now Heroic wander back towards Pop Dog, where Prolan is. Now you can just sit in that smoke that he just threw and just wait for it to dissipate and have that little one-way. So you got to be careful about that.
I think teams are pretty good at spamming that area, and as you hear up there, they're spamming right through the ceiling or the floor. Teams are really good at just getting those lurks. Ooh, that's meaty.
Wow.
Nice.
I like it, bro.
That is sexy. That's a sexy nade.
That might just secure his position entirely. If they try to do any kind of totem drop at this point, or even blindly jumping down, he has such a huge advantage, but he's only able to pick up 1. And now there's a bit of an in here for Heroic. They actually have taken Ivy control as well. Stown pressing on forward, trying to find that player in sandwich, but he will be taken down by Golden, who meets him. Cadian wants another turn at this, but Golden just maneuvers around him, but somehow Cadian takes him down, and it just leaves Crims.
This is scary. He's going to just go with the flash. Oh, nice hold by Tessus. He holds that. Holds that angle. Eyes wide open.
Was that first kill from Cadian just a random shot in the smoke? Because I thought I saw him moving towards the hell area and just shot in the smoke with an AWP. I think he just randomly killed someone.
Not sure.
I didn't see the first kill he got.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Like I didn't see it either, but we were watching him. Like where did he go?
I know he had to whip around to get golden though. At back green. Just impressive stuff from Cadian. Coming alive at a great time. And now this may be the pressure we talked about in the last half that Olaf can allow. Just how much that can confuse the comms of the defensive side. Golden here playing with this smoke towards Ivy. He's now secured a lot of position, and Stown, who was earlier at Olaf, has been taken down by JW. Now Fnatic can center their defense just a little bit. Brolin still playing around that pop dog position, throws the smoke, maybe looking for a little bit more, but the spam comes in and he knows that he shouldn't be flirting with that. That is not the date you are looking for, especially when you have the advantage.
Yeah, you got to be really careful. You can see how Heroic is still, I think, trying to pressure that pop dog position. I think a molly was being lined up. Yeah, so they want to deal with Brolan here, and so now Brolan has to fall back, or he has to sit in that smoke, and he actually, no, he couldn't have because the incendiary actually covers that. So there's the drop, and he's absolutely nailed it. Tessus taking down Brolan, huge. 4 versus 4 now, and again, at this point, they can reset into a B take, or they can reset into an A take. There's no real information for the CTs. They've actually, I think, replaced that position. There is a player towards E-Box, that's golden. So there is someone that can maybe control the flow of Ts should they come out of Pop Dog. But at this point, Fnatic have no idea where their opponents are coming from. But that's a great tell right there. JW takes down Tessus. They see the rest of the players. Cadian working on the flank, spotted. And he's not going to be able to do anything to help this push. There's 10 seconds left, and there's just nothing left to do. They took too long, unfortunately. They overplayed their hand.
They overthought it and stuff like that, and because I mean, Heroic looked like they're in a good position, but they allowed Fnatic to re-rotate.
Flusha just dropped that op right there to re-equip the MP9 at the very end of that round.
Oh, love it.
What? Yeah, interesting stuff. But I guess knowing the money of Heroic, having a double op setup against probably a force buy or just kind of a half buy, or
that's only Flusha. Flush is the only one that does that.
Yeah,
I guess.
say, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
The mine guy.
He's a guy that would just like, he wouldn't buy rifles for a while. He just would only buy a CZ. It's kind of stuff that he would do.
That is wild.
The quirkiest things do come from the Fnatic players most of the time, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen someone drop an AWP from MP9 just to anticipate an eco for the next round as a first.
Yeah, no, you usually just want to keep it regardless of that. Just have the rifles play up
just
on
sit
forward.
back, you know, you can sit back with the AWP, you know.
Yeah, but he just wasn't, he just knew that fight was coming and he wasn't liking it. So, cool for him, and I mean, we'll see what kind of options that allows him. He's able to play close up at the ramp, a position that oftentimes oppers do take, but it's a much higher risk given the fact that you will likely be against pistols as he is here. So a wise decision, perhaps. Maybe he can just farm that cash right back up. I mean, if he gets enough kills here with this MP9, could allow him to just equip that op anyways.
Just to buy, if he buys an AWP after this round, I'm gonna be so upset at that.
He'd have to get all 5 kills with the SMG bonus to like make the difference
Yeah.
of the 3,550.
Yeah.
That's yeah, MP9 minus the AWP. Well, here we go. Is they going to get that spray down? Oh, it's not quite looking good. And it's not just that it's not looking good for Flusha, but maybe it's not looking good for Fnatic's prospects in this map because they've lost control of this B bomb site, and even the plant on A. Oh no. Oh, what's going to happen now? They don't have any Kevlar. The remaining 2 players protecting the bomb don't have any weapons. They got PT50s, which you got to respect the P250.
You got to.
You must. Oh god.
It's the James Bardolph gun.
Oh. Okay, well that's one of the P250s down. It just leaves Stown in a 1v2 now. He's right beneath Heaven. The bomb is not quite planted for him, but he will try to play around the smoke, looking for the diffuser. He finds it immediately, actually, and he pulls out the knife for the next one, and he gets the kill!
What's going on?
Stown with a 1v2 with just a P250 and a knife on a full gun round for Fnatic.
Oh my goodness, that is... Oh, I don't know. That's a lot of sink in right there. A lot to swallow. Just turns his back to him.
He just backs up after that one stab. He's just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Goes back
Go
in
ahead.
on it.
You won't do it again. He did.
Oh my god.
That's a blunder.
Yikes.
Yikes. Okay, well, it's not over just yet. But maybe it's about to be. Flusher. Oh my god,
Oof.
they were lined up. Those moments suck because you're like, if I could shoot like 3 more bullets there, how many kills do I get? You know. But it was not to be, and we're gonna get a plant most likely. There's some good damage done, I have to say, from the Fnatic players.
Oh!
And look how
Oh!
Golden's in there. And he's got a statement that he's trying to make here as he pushes forwards, and he's going to nail the clutch. Absolutely fantastic performance from Golden, picking up 4 kills.
Oh my Golden.
And grabbing the defuse.
Golden has been... I like watching him on this map. It seems like this is his map. He does a lot of crazy stuff on train.
Those deagle shots were so nice.
Clutch, too. I mean, they would have lost the round right there.
He didn't even get one of those kills. Yeah.
Or the match, I should say, not just a round.
Whose map pick was this again?
Fanatics.
Fanatics, okay. Yeah.
Well, they seem to be losing their map pick lately, so... You know, maybe it's not too telling of a sign. I mean, they did lose 16-3 on their map pick in the last series.
Against Nordovan.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, well, maybe they shouldn't pick the map they want to play.
All right, Flush is in there with the MP9. AK-47 collected for a moment, but it seems like the SMG was the better gun for Flusher.
He's opted for it a few times now, yeah.
This is an interesting spot now for Heroic because it's 3 versus 4. They have loads of time to work with. Oftentimes, teams will like more than not, teams in this position will just try to walk into B. So we'll see exactly if they'll be as predictable as that. Fnatic have kind of a catch-all setup, so Fnatic don't have to really move at this point. They just have to wait and react to see what Heroic will do. And they're going to throw the utility into B, but will they drop to Pop Dog? The problem is they haven't cleared it, and there's always been a player here. So they're going to drop into Crims. They know that he's there. He's now forced to fight, push in to Borup, and Borup will take him down. Great setup there from Heroic to try to find a way back into the round.
Yeah, now JW here at back green. He's looking for a frag. He might just find it. Does. The tip top of Stown's head taken right off, and now Heroic once again rerouting, but they're stopped in their tracks. Nice FAMAS shot from Brolin, and Golden is able to trade his teammate's life.
Last couple rounds have been hectic and chaotic, just trying to bully their way through Heroic, but they aren't able to finish and close out.
What a crazy situation. I actually love the potential for the double fake there because, like, the setup they had to deal with Crims, I wasn't expecting them to have that ready. I thought they were just going to haphazardly get in there.
Yeah.
And that's what most teams actually end up doing, so pretty impressed by that. But JW's shot there, where he got like that pixel shot, that was pretty huge, because if that player stays alive for just 5 seconds more, I think that they can really sell the fake.
Mm-hmm. They might not even fake in general. They might just commit to the outside on that. But
good point.
Oh, no way. All right. Crims taking that player at Ivy down, and it's just Borup that remains. He has a P250, and he finds the dink actually, but can't find the kill on top of that. Nice attempt there from Heroic. There's a little bit of damage, but at this point, you're just trying to get over the finish line.
It's called timeout here. It's called timeout. I haven't seen many timeouts yet, and it's, you know, game's almost over. Just use your timeouts. If you're a coach, you're a player, you're a team, use your timeouts.
You heard it here.
I say it every time I'm casting. I say use your timeouts 100 times. These are teams that don't ever use their timeouts. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, either way, into the next one we go, and a two-man take of T main is in store for for Fnatic. So they've got lots of info. JW makes a pick as well in towards B. So the default has been, I suppose, savaged in one way by that AWP pick, and that puts Heroic in a spot where, again, you know, you lose that player. You're thinking, okay, well, defaulting at this point doesn't make as much sense. Let's try to group up. Let's try to achieve something, gain some ground. Fnatic, they just don't know when to quit. They just don't know when to die. And I think we saw this in the previous series as well.
Sounds like a movie line there, Dan. You just don't know when to die.
Yeah. You just really can't put them down, can you? Because I feel like Heroic should have won this game already a bunch of times.
Yeah. Yes.
I went out on a limb at I think it was 13-6
Or something.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
How you feeling now?
Yeah, a little bit worried about the pick. Yeah, did say Fnatic would win the series, but I mean, this was looking like the ball was completely in Heroic's court, but just not able to close it out. At this point, last round coming up, I feel like if you're Katie, you might have to call a timeout, listen to the Hunden set piece that he wants to run, and just go all in on that, because these defaults have been getting eviscerated, as you've mentioned, Dan, that it's not going their way. They're getting picked apart every which way.
Fnatic's just really good at getting those picks. They're so good at getting picks. I mean, as you've seen in the last, like, 8 rounds, it seems like Fnatic has gotten the first kill on their defense, where they're just getting the advantage early, and Heroic always has to play from behind and try to catch up because they're always down a person.
Yeah, it's been a tough game for them, and they, other than a couple little plays where they were able to get the player out of ladder with that little molly setup, that it's been pretty difficult for them. So we'll see, though, if Heroic simplify things. I feel like they have to at this point, just to take the guesswork out of the round. Nico, though, will secure that pop dog position very early on. There's a molly right in front of him, but Heroic look primed and ready to go into this A hit. The exec comes out. Nico's the first to scale. His route seems quite clear for the taking, but Fnatic are just going to be peeking right around those smokes perfectly, and they are destroying this Heroic side. It's just Cadian that remains, and it looks like this game will be headed to OT unless Cadian come up with some absolutely monstrous Heroic performance. It's not going to happen. Fnatic send the game to OT.
Let's see what you did there. Heroic.
Yeah, so it's like the same story as the previous game we saw with Fnatic, where you think they're done, but they just find a way to hang in there, and it really is like, they go back to that golden deagle round. I think that's what really hurt, I think, for Heroic. They had that round in the bag.
Yeah. That was a round that pretty much never should have happened, but then again, you expect that out of Fnatic. You expect them to come up with some monster plays out of their individuals. Golden, one of the least likely of suspects, but they'll take it all the same.
So we might see a different look from Heroic moving into the overtime. Overtimes are interesting. They, you can either, I mean, things can get kind of strange if you play like 30 rounds and you've exhausted a lot of the playbook. It starts to get interesting.
Look at Flash. He has an MP9 first round. It's just it's so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous that he does that. It's funny. It's hilarious.
It's unbelievable.
It's such a good gun, though.
Yeah.
It's like actually such a good gun. But we'll get into that in a moment. Brolan is, I was about to say, in prime position to do some good damage there. It looked like he had some good timing, but he didn't have a good enough crosshair placement, it would seem. As now JW is going to have to step up to the plate to deliver some shots. But there you go. You can see how things can get out of control quickly. If you lose one player on the site, suddenly the CTs are opened up to all kinds of angles. And there's just too many angles. This is actually just too much to deal with.
Yeah, Heroic take the first round there. They moved away from the set piece. That kind of felt more like a default, actually, and they just kind of pressed on forward once they had that map control. And it worked out for them. It's something that they were missing at the end of that last half. But now that it's in OT, the pressure's off. They have some rounds to play. They feel like they had more rounds to play with, even though they're on the precipice of victory. That they only need that single round. It felt like they were so picked apart in some of their other default rounds that they just wanted to go to those set pieces. And now that they're back to the default, it actually works out for them. And maybe that sets them up for a set piece into this round. We'll see. Oh, wow. It's just a flat-out B hit. And Flusha, continuing with the MP9 in overtime, is able to find a 2K on the round, make it 3 actually because of the Molotov, and he's been just such a monster player on the key bomb site. Doesn't matter what gun you give him, he is making it all look so good.
Oh my god, Flusha with a 4K right now, looking for the ace off of the back of the MP9!
No way!
And there you go, MP9. I guess we can call it an ace. 1 kill with the Molotov, but it's an MP9 ace.
MP9 ace in OT. I can't believe that. That is so ridiculous.
It's not like he's run out of money either. It's just like...
He's buying his teammates' guns. He's just throwing them out. He's like, here, boys, I'm rich.
That's what I'm telling you. Like, oh my god, Flusha is just, he's crazy.
Come on, you got a rifle this round?
The thing is, though, there is like a lot of logic to it, because the MP9 can do stuff that nothing else can do in this game, because of the speed at which he can move, he can reposition really quickly, and he's working with close ranges too, so it's a really good gun, and he's showing us exactly why it should be nerfed.
Oh, look at this move, though. Oh no, JW's gonna be upset.
Oh, oof. It's a big pick to start things off here. Heroic will go just 1 for 1 on it, though. Another trade comes out. Nico tries to press on forward, does get taken out, and it's a 3v3, but they don't know that Tez is here. But once again, Flusha, with the MP9, is able to find a kill of his own, and it will just be him left, and he still has this MP9. He's trusted this gun throughout all of these rounds, and he presses on forward to try to find more, but is unable to do so. He'll be able to center himself on this B site, but oh, he doesn't actually know where this hit is actually coming.
I think he thought that he had a quicker timing, or at least that he would have seen in time. But he perhaps overestimated that timing. And does he pick up any of the number of better guns on the grounds? I don't. Oh,
he's all for retake. Okay,
he's gonna treat himself. Pick up an AWP.
He's earned it.
If he manages to make this work, I will not. I just don't understand. This is going to be such a hard shot here. This first player below. Dawn is going to make it happen, though, and I don't know how to describe that half. Like, if Fnatic were losing every round, it's just that Flusha was killing everyone with an MP9. I don't really understand.
I think in that OT, he had, what's it, at least 6 MP9 kills in that OT. I know for sure. Maybe 7. But yeah, that was that's not something you usually see from OT.
I think he had like at least like 8 or 9 kills in total or something like that, I think, right?
Yeah, but I know that at least one was with a Molotov and one was but it was
it's too many for OT.
Yes, that's for sure.
Well, that quick aggression in Team Main has worked out for Heroic. They've picked up a forward position, and this really sucks because it kind of puts the question to the T's of like, we got this map control, what are you going to do about it? Katie's going to go down to wallbang. I'm trying to work out where he died, though. Must have been towards A, as there's 2 players on B currently, I think.
Yeah, I think so. So, Fnatic do even it up. Crims pressing on towards Boxhall, but where will the hit actually end up? There's 3 players towards the ramp right now. Sound will be tested. He finds a wallbang shot. This will set up Nico beautifully as he's able to pick up 2 more of his own. Now just JW is here on the ramp. He'll hold the line for his teammate to scale on forward, but that smoke is right in his face, and he didn't pull the trigger through the smoke. He'll have to back on off now. And at this point, it's really just a desperation attempt for him as he tries to find a little bit of finesse. But
whoa,
a quick scope to come out, actually. And he's looking for more, but he's unable to find it. A desperate attempt from JW there. And Heroic, they have 2 map points at this point. They had quite a few, though, in regulation, but they were on the T side that time around. This time they have 2 opportunities to close this map out on the CT side.
It's like the nerves have been lifted from Team Heroic, they lost so many rounds in a row to finish the game and couldn't do it. And once OT came around, it's like something's been lifted off their chest, and now they started to win T side rounds, and now a little bit on the CT side as well.
I actually expected Heroic to lose once we got to OT, so it's
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that could still be the possible, that's still possible, but looking pretty good so far. Borp will make a forward play towards Olofmeister. He might find a great timing here as he wraps around the back looking for multiple kills. It's his teammates that are going to be able to find those multi-kills, though. In addition to the one that he's brought to the table, that puts it to a 5 versus 2. Heroic are looking good to close this map out as they look to finish off the remainder of Fnatic in just JW now as he scales the ladder with the AWP, trying to go for some shenanigans, but it really is too little too late at this point. And there you go, Heroic pick it up in overtime, and that's Fnatic's map too. So scary times. I feel like, again, scary situation for Fnatic.
Yeah, felt like Heroic probably had the better game plan. Nerves getting the best of them there at the end of regulation. They just couldn't close it out. But once OT hit, it felt like a completely different team. And I think we'll be heading to a break before map 2, where we'll be heading to Nuke, which is Heroic's pick.